You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Orange.
For the news we dey around, log into Liberty TV online. Positive, we bring the change. They get the masses involved. Staff them everywhere, everywhere. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Hi, yeah, hey. Voices come. Hi, yeah, hey. Credibility, now we ability news. Give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, God picking, there's a get the power. He count on me, he count on me anyhow. Give you the news, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, God picking, there's a get the power. Call on me, count on me anyhow. Liberty we ride, like a nigga we fly. Liberty TV day before. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Hi, yeah, voices come. Hi, yeah, give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, God picking, there's a get the power. He count on me, he count on me anyhow. Give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, God begin, let's get the power. You call on me, count on me anyhow. Speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism. Speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism. For the news we dey around, log into
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to the first edition of the Breakfast Show for this week, where they come to you live from Liberty Online TV, with a stream na Facebook, YouTube, and also on our website, where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. We will bring the program come to you this Monday morning. Mina Khadija Bangura.
And Mina Mebel Kaba, good morning. Today na Monday, the 14th day of April 2025. Inside this edition of the Breakfast Show on Liberty Online TV, if you don't follow the news from where 2025 begin to now, a lot of fire incidents don't happen, especially in Afritsong, Usai people don't lost house and property them. And the latest one way happen, we all know say Saturday, State House been catch fire outside the third and fourth floor been get affected seriously. And self we get reports over the weekend also. A store when a Shalima then get Nawatalo also been get fire. Well, Today at this edition of the Breakfast Show, we can look at 10 different fire incidents here we don't happen, especially the one we happen at State House over the weekend. Also, we go can hear from governments, and also we go talk to Fire Force for let we know waiting on the reason behind the Pasmak fire incidents them we don't happen at the capital city of Freetown.
Well, this and plenty other story them then at the program for you this Monday morning. Don't forget say yourself for the watch. We go get the opportunity at some point for join the conversation by way how we go send we comment your thoughts on any of the issues them, especially they all get for do the Pasmak fire incidents them when they happen all over the country, especially na Freetown na the capital city. And the most recent one na the way happen na Watalo over the weekend on Saturday. And again the State House for the first time we hear say fire kitchen inside the third and the fourth floor. Information we don't meet we say it born. And yesterday the Vice President, Honorable Dr. Mohamed Julde Jallo, been go do inspection outside it don't set up an interagency committee for investigate and bring out report inside 1 week waiting at the cause of this fire. We can talk to the Minister of Information and Communication, Chernor Bah. We will give you updates, but waiting governments don't they do now through this investigation, and self go hear from Fire Force as we go can hear about the latest statistics but fire incidents them we don't happen all over the country. This and more, they inside this edition of the Breakfast Show for you. Don't forget for share the program, tell we your thoughts, your comments on any of the issues them. And also if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, kindly go to YouTube, search for Liberty Online TV, you subscribe to the channel and put your post notification bell on. And on Facebook, don't forget for follow we page and also share the program so that more people go be part of this conversation. As we also for you now accurate information, but different things them what they happen all over the country. This way they watch now the Breakfast Show live on Liberty TV.
All right, we continue with the show. Let me just quickly go to court first for get an update. Also, we see Magistrate Brema Samura na the Freetown Magistrate Court number 4. Don't send 121-year-old Kojo Sulaiman Jani go na the Male Correctional Center for the offense of store breaking and larceny. Let me watch as Mariatu Sheriff updates we on that.
Magistrate Brema Samura na the Freetown Magistrate Court number 4 don't send 121-year-old Kojo Suleiman Jani go na the Male Correctional Center for what police arrest say he been thief property them from one Ibrahim Abdul Kamara. The accused that before the court on 2-count charge them we get for do with store breaking and larceny contrary to section 26(1) of the Larceny Act of 1961. According to the particulars of offense na that Thursday, March 13 this year, na back of Maranatha School na Hill Station at the western part na Freetown, the accused been broke go inside the store of Ibrahim Abdul Kamara and thief 3 full iron rod wey cost but 360 leons when a property of Ibrahim Abdul Kamara. Where it testify before the court but waiting know about this case. The number 2nd witness, when Richard Koma, say it happened number 45 Congo Tong and an electrician, and say he recognized the accused through his brother when the complainant. He say he remember March 13 this year, he go na him brother in Osna IMAT for go work for him by 11 o'clock na morning, and say he be meet some other guys them na the place where self go for go work. He said during the process where he be they do in work, he see the accused they try for broke go inside the store, and immediately he call the attention of some other guys them where themself be they work na the place, and say when the accused notice say then they look am, he been decide for use other way for enter inside the store and thief the thing them. He said that we make a call in brother when the complainant and get the information, and the complainant been go report this case na the IMAT police station, and the police them say been take statements from him. Magistrate Samura not been give for give bail to the accused and be send am go back na the Male Correctional Center and be adjourn this case to April 17 this year. For Liberty Online TV, me na Mariatu Sheriff.
All right. We dey continue the Breakfast Show, and earlier I'll tell you say we can talk to the Minister of Information and Civic Education, we na Chernor Bah for give we updates, but waiting governments don't investigate so far. As we all know, Saturday afternoon, information we meet the public now that State House be there on fire, and we see a press release where a ministry pull for tell fumble them exactly waiting na the latest so they don't investigate. And yesterday again, they pulled a follow-up press release who said they informed the general public say the Honorable Vice President been go do inspection and don't set up interagency committee for do investigation. Good morning, Mr. Minister, and welcome to the Breakfast Show on Liberty TV.
Good morning, Khadija. Good morning.
All right. We see also issue out a press release on Saturday after videos and the news broke out, especially in social media, say the State House may be on fire. Just that for tell will viewers and listeners this morning, so far, waiting on a don't gather as part of the investigation where they go on.
And the Chief Fire Officer for the National Fire Force testifies. So the first thing I will tell you that the fire officers then succeed for extinguish the fire exactly around 7:30 p.m. That being the fire finally they're able to see with confidence they don't turn off all the fire. The second thing I could tell you is that they require a multi-agency collaboration. The fire force that they lead the response, we start around the call coming around 3:15. Fire force be done the day before 4. And then I think within 15 minutes, 20 minutes, they been on the day, and then they realize it's a huge fire. So they may have to mobilize pretty much a lot of the fire force facilities around the western area for support this response. Goma Valley self been joined as I be put on clearance and press release because they said additional water bounds as them. Which I will also able to tell you and for confirm that the most significant damage happened at the 3rd floor of State House. The damage was extensive. You can see the debris over the firefighters. You can see them do a heroic job. There's also some significant damage on the 4th floor. On the 4th floor. So the 3rd and the 4th floor are the most significantly affected building. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, office day on the 2nd floor. It's public information, people they know this. Now, His Excellency in office not be directly affected by the fire. In the sense that the fire itself not reach there, but during the recovery exercise, the water and other things, obviously, they all around the building. So in the initial assessment, we first, in fact, even the net of the incident, the Honorable Vice President Bindidi, with a few of it, but obviously on that day they will not go inside. They just stay out, they support whatever logistical, moral support we will offer. And then it be convene a emergency meeting. The Honorable Vice President be convene an emergency meeting. In that meeting, it be really talk about what need for happen immediately. It directly by tomorrow morning, all these things should have happened. So from 7 o'clock in the morning, teams then we don't deploy initial assessment. And then as I say, the second day we go inside, we see everything. Following that day, we convene another interagency. This is not the high-level interagency response team. Include the Secretary to the President, include the Chief of Staff, the head of NDMA, the Inspector General of Police, the head of the Army, the Attorney General, myself as the Minister of Information and Civic Education, the Estate Officer and State House. So all the key people there. In fact, some other statesmen then like Chairman Prince Harding and others we come together. So the VP convened a really high-level team for discuss waiting for the next steps after that inspection visit will go to. And now it don't task. We see they call the response team. The response team include law enforcement, include top engineers in the country. By the way, not just government engineer, they will don't call on a private firm for can join. law enforcement, as I say, the police, fire force, they're involved, NDMA, they're involved. We'll get some people and they reading at the State House team will understand the building and will be involved. But the first task with the VPD is we forget a definitive cause of the fire. An investigation must take place.
So, while that
therefore, we ask.
While,
Sorry, go ahead.
While the investigation they go on, Mr. Minister, a lot of miscommunication don't they happen at the social media. This third and fourth floor outside the fire really be affected in our State House. Now, which offices them is the host?
The third and fourth floor of the west wing of State House gets multiple offices there. So you get the press and communications team, a lot of the office and some of the top advisors, their office and you get even the secretary to the president in office but I can tell you now, say the office of the president. If I want to tell you some people and not try for share on social media, and that's you want for destroy documents and all, I get two important information for you on this. The most important repository of documents in the State House will be the secretary to the president. The secretary to the president's in office be unaffected directly. So the fire not go inside office. They were able to keep the fire from going to the office of the secretary to the president, then protect every single document with it. Third, on the fourth floor, also you get the admin and the finance office. We get several documents there of money and historical thing. Also, the gallant firefighters, the team in the State House, they make sure say then document they all were preserved, and those offices were also unaffected. So you get plenty advisor office, comms office, some technical team office that will be affected in the third and fourth floors. You know, the presidency gets a lot of people with the support His Excellency the President at their office in there. But I just want to family know what in VP being say one investigation. Two,
Mr. Minister, before we come to waiting the Honorable Vice President been say, since you did try for clarify the misinformation where they out there, it go also fine for let you clarify if the office of the Honorable Kande Koleyum Kela, the person where they lead the presidential initiative on energy in office totally been destroyed, and that of the press secretary Yusuf Keketoma Sandi. Now the two offices then that where information where they out there they say then totally be destroyed. You want to clarify that?
Well, I just make something clear. Many offices they are completely destroyed. I can tell Fambul, and that's it. The fire, I used the word severe in the press release. A lot of offices on the third floor and the fourth floor were severely affected. My brother Yusuf Keketoma Sandi, the press secretary office on the third floor, office now one of the offices there that was indeed severely destroyed. As you see, the damage on the floor was extensive. The office of Chairman Kande Koleyum Kela, also not very far from Yusuf Sandi office. And I can also tell you, say, in your office was also affected, but not as badly as Keketoma office. KKY office, the VP being good and take with through do the inspection day. I also tell you, say, in your office, a lot of the items that we did were preserved. So the fire did you will see the fire affect the top of the building of flying side of the building, but you will see the bottom, the desk and all that, most of them remain intact. You see the appliances in the room, so you will see the fire hit some of the appliance system and all that. But in your office, I think a lot of the documents and other things that we've been getting with our family items or in your personal files and things like that, they one and they were preserved. I know we say the same thing for my board architect in my office. It feels sexy like in one of the office then but not to just in. I just want everyone to know that when they talk see this like whole floor, several offices were affected by this.
Where they explain to the public regarding the specific spaces here outside Bonn, We all know say on a weekend, and normally on a weekend, at times people lay waking, go work because they get extra thing for do. At times people can just stay home. The time when this fire incidents happen at State House, people been there at all?
Well, I will tell you, say nobody know. We're not gonna know casualty. We want to tell Allah thank you for that. Nobody know die or sustain any major injury as at the current report we get. But of course, every day in our State House, people in daily security and daily, some domestic staff in daily, in fact, then people in the be able to notice the fire and make the alerts. The first calls came from within State House to fire force, to law enforcement, to police and all that. So yes, people were around not outside the fire start, because as you know, to be in work term this. Now being Saturday, not to be in work day this. But people them being around the State House premises.
From the emergency inspection way una do, take into consideration that una be know outside every relevant document to Salon Day na the State House. This fire burn any important documents to the states?
That question is very interesting. We talk about an extensive damage, and we talk about two major flaws. But I don't already clarify, say, the biggest repository of state documents at the office of the Secretary to the President, unaffected, at the main office, unaffected. But every office in the State House get important documents. Every office. Because this is the State House. So we'll accept the fact, say, two major flaws were severely affected by a major fire incident. And yes, the full investigation, the full details will come out to the public, but that not the detail I will forgive now. For can say, we know say this particular person, again, the office of the president, His Excellency himself, when at the fountain of honor of the country, in office was not directly affected by the fire or attacker inside here because when the fire, but his office was not affected. So the family can be assured, say, at least the key critical offices were preserved, we spare that, and that we did now do an assessment of the extent of the damage to see how long it could take for recover this building, how long it would take for rebuild this building, which we need for do, and which are the next steps. In fact, now that one talks to the VP, instruction is after the investigation, is follow, assess the extent of the damage. Well, by extent, we may just look at the building, we'll have to check down the health of the building, whether a place was suitable for work, the extent of all of this, and then we therefore look at the cause of action, whether some people will be evacuated, go work from other side, because aspect of the building, the other wing, they will not be affected down, and those are the chief minister, that wing of the building, maybe down they will continue for go work, and the all-round assessment, a professional assessment that's going to be done, and we will make that day known. I can say the VP, they chair a daily situation update meeting every day. You go sit down, then give updates, and then by 1 week time, we get the full comprehensive update from this team. This not to the state careful take lightly at all. We need for Duam and Duam swiftly.
Siba, as of the investigation so far, where don't begin, any lead don't they where they show now the cause of the fire?
The chief fire officer and the NDMA, then preliminary assessments now that the fire may have been caused by some electrical appliances. Them we either don't surge. We see somebody mistakenly left something on, from the third floor or something like that. This are the initial, very, very important. This are the initial preliminary assessment based on how they see the pattern of the fire so far. Then things say this fire may have been caused by some electrical appliances. Either something that do something at wall, the appliances, then the cable length, something spark, we end up trigger the fire. But I want to be very clear that this is not preliminary. a more detailed assessment is being conducted, and after the assessment, they will go for definitely say to the public, this is not the cause of the fire, this is not the origin of the fire, this is not the duration of the fire, and this is not the underlying reasons, and this will lead to this, and what will they do for make sure so it don't happen again.
As you have done state, say the initial report, so I don't get so far, the point say maybe somebody mistake left something on a voltage or it gets some relation to electrical appliances. This same concern don't they come out for members of the public where don't they suffer the same fire incidents them, especially recent times. So don't they hear so many fire incidents them na Freetown. Any plans for engage EDSA on some of the issues there, being now that it don't affect State House?
So if you see the release issue yesterday, I say the response team with the VP, and by the way, even from the first day, EDSA been very involved in the response. EDSA been the team includes EDSA. But I want to make one important clarification. There's no suggestion at this minute for say the fire being caused by EDSA. You know, Goma Valley they give you Atanai Osh. If you pipe boss, not to Goma Valley responsible. If you pipe overflow, no means not Goma Valley responsible. So in this case, it's very important to say no conclusion of it seen as now EDSA send bad light. The conclusion that this was a domestic issue. Elect America, then get the best light in the world. If you overload your circuits, if your cable spark, if something cuts, you left something on, it can cause fire. This is the preliminary assessment at this point. This is not yet, they're not the talk say yet again. It is possible to say they don't do a more comprehensive assessment, they will say, okay, now EDSA fire coming. But so far, based on all the experts that we don't go look, we don't talk to, look at the EDSA system, the lights we then send and everything, this is not because of EDSA. That done in the preliminary assessment, now be a domestic issue of this electric situation internally to the building. Now in the preliminary suspicion this year.
So being a domestic issue, Mr. Minister, at the end of the day, if the investigation proves, say, human error involved will cause this fire in a State House, what thing will get for happen?
Well, don't not get ahead of the investigation, but I will assure you, say, this is something that the states they take extremely seriously. An investigation is being conducted by the best people that will get in the country, and as I don't say, not an investigation we will drag on. Following the investigation, the appropriate recommendations will be offered. If criminal intent stay, we will look at that. If there was negligence, we will look at that. But I think the most important thing, we will look at what are the lessons that we will all go learn, not just for State House now, but for the rest of the country. Because this don't come down a very visible seat of power. We will all be able to see that make one let the investigation be transparent and swift. So we'll use that as an opportunity to engage the public on the things we need to do.
Before you left with Mr. Minister, as of the time where the State House they born, when at the highest office of the land, His Excellency the President be there on other official duties na Turkey, and hopefully he go return to a born State House. You want to confirm whether if His Excellency don't return or is still there out of the country?
His Excellency the President is expected to come back to the country today. And when he come back, the business of government, they continue. His Excellency, as you know, get multiple places for work, including, as we say, in floor and the building. But I suspect, we just go into the building tomorrow because obviously, as I say, investigation, they go on, some cleaning and things like that, they go on. But His Excellency, they come and the business of the states will continue from Lodge, from the VP's office, from other side, and the government of Salon business, they go on.
All right, many thanks for you talk to we this morning. We'll continue for call you as and when necessary as soon as they get new information for give to the general public. Thank you, Mr. Minister of Information.
Thank you.
All right, that now the Minister of Information, Chernor Bah, will also double as the government spokesman, be the give updates on waiting happen exactly na State House. Saturday, Usai news been broke out say the highest office of the land, when at the president's office na State House, be there on fire. But according to Chernor Bah, the president in office not affected, now just the 3rd and the 4th floor of the State House, and the president in office then at the 2nd floor. where nothing not do am, but few offices then be affected. But it say then they wait for get the reports where His Excellency the Honorable Vice President will instruct them for set up an interagency committee for investigate and bring out this report inside 1 week. Continue for watch Liberty TV as we closely they monitor the developments then where they come out from this investigation and we go to bring Antona.
All right. Well, we will continue with the breakfast show, and like we tell you now, apart from the fire incidents we happen at State House on Saturday, a lot of other fire incidents don't happen at Freetong, especially from where the year begin to now. A lot of records don't come outside. We see even the social media people don't they complain, but fire incidents where don't they happen, where according to people not on normal times like how fire can be, because this one don't they happen frequently, and concerns don't they come to the public as to waiting exactly they go on, waiting they cause the fire incidents and we know say where fire incidents happen, the first point of call normally now the National Fire Force, where people can try for ensure so they reach out for save lives and property And Fire Force get their own challenges but they don't respond. Now places them must they able for respond, and then self don't they do investigations for know exactly waiting they happen regarding fire incidents where they happen, especially in Freetong. And now the studio this morning, a pleasure for let we talk to the National Fire Force, and at the studio we get with Divisional Officer Bintu Fatmata Kamara, when a legal one and PRO for the Fire Force. Good morning and welcome to the breakfast show.
Good morning and thank you, Mary.
Like I don't tell the viewers not to the first time this, of course, where fire incidents they happen. We know say most times where it can be Hamatan and guys, una can warn people for take care of the, especially electrical appliances, or not for the light fire left unattended and all of the issues we see year in year out fire incidents can happen, but the rate at which it only happen since January to now, it become alarming to people where we now go a whole month complete, we know hear fire incidents happen, especially in the capital city, Freetown. But from Fire Force, let we just know first from una when are the firefighters, and because when the incidents here happen, now una can be the first point of call where people can want to know what happen, where can cause the fire. From una your lens, from all the fire the moon out the hots and Freetown, for example, what una don't find out.
Thank you very much. As you rightly states, most of the time during the time the analysis, yeah, we record plenty fire incidents But this year I don't become a little bit worrisome. Looking at the statistics what they get. From January to now, to date, as I talk to you now, we don't record something like 220 fire incidents across the country. And of course, Freetown get the highest, where for Freetown we don't record 136 fire incidents Then for the southern region, we don't record 36. For the northeast, 9, the northwest region, 7, and the eastern region, 32 fire incidents. And the statistics so far will get us off now. And as you rightly say, the major cause per fire incidents there get to do with electrical fires, what we can call class E fires. Even though you get other causes, but for this year, we don't record more of electrical fires and that's don't become very much worrisome. And the causes of the electrical fires there then vary. Majority of them get to do with one, poor maintenance of electrical installations You get houses that will electrify for many years and nobody not care for know the status of the cables, the sockets and the likes, and then get their lifespans. Once it elapses and they become trapped for make fire occur at any time. That's now one thing where they cause electrical fires. We also get overloading of electrical appliances. One common thing where they burn Boku houses where people don't know are the extensions there. If you get extension, it not mean say you for always flop them, irrespective of the equipment the way they use. You they use your extension according to the voltage where your equipment they consume. So for example now, you know we get that freezer, television, computer, all connected to a single extension. When you do that, you they overload them more than in capacity and they begin accumulate more heat. As they become heated, we get what to call insulators, when I wrap around the wires them for making them not left naked. So as I insulator the warm, now so it they melt away, it they left the naked wires them. It might take weeks, months, they continue to get heat. Once you accumulate enough heat, mind you always need 3 things for give fire. The heat now one element, and the extension of inside na combustible material na fuel. So that's another element. They always get oxygen around. You go get fire. Maybe the thermal you not go even there around, and that heat go reach in capacity for making you fire. That's another thing where they cause fire as well. Then also rats. Now one thing in any way they cause fires in our homes.
then go pass around the ceilings them all day net, then they bet the cable them and left them exposed. Once they're exposed, they don't become trapped for fire. Now themselves go they run up and down and make them come in contact. It go give spark and that will eventually lead to fire. Substandard materials, them quack electricians. Where you want electrify, you also not call quack electrician for do the wrong work. Lack of circuit breakers. You get beaucoup houses them way electrify where you not get good circuit breakers. Because if you get good circuit breakers, even if you get higher voltage, it not will give fire because it will trip and take away the excess voltage and left normal one for you. But how many houses are now get very good circuit breakers and very few if you look around. So that don't make the issue of electrical fires don't become very, very worrisome. And like I say, on a daily basis, if we fight 10 fires, 9 will be as a result of electrical fires. Because whenever we go for fight fire, we mandate not to stop at that. We can try for do investigation, even during the process of fighting the fire. We try for investigate waiting cause the fire, especially for all house fires then. And that don't lead me to, we find is don't lead me to the fact that the class E fires and don't become very alarming and very, very worrisome.
So based on waiting, you don't talk so far from Fire Force waiting on done the fair not. One interesting thing for so many people from when fire incidents here they happen, perhaps people on the say if not anything we get for do with electrical. Let we take for example the slum communities where the housing so congested. You know, they see you move from one place to another, the cable them, you they see them, the way how them pass them cable and they, but not to them kind party the fire incidents that know they happen. Now houses and way perhaps, you know, they expect say fire incidents could happen. What's the cause of this?
Even the slum settlements, they get fires also. You know, wrong electrification, it might take years, you know, they get fire, but not a trap, not a recipe. It must cause fire one day because now they. So like I say, electrical fires now the major causes. And they go interest people and for no say, even the bulb way they use now, you use, go be a cause for make you get fire. You know, we get them first involve them with the A them big, then the wire where they beneath, a very, very little, very small underarm. We call it incandescent bulb. Then bulb then they nothing na bulb where people for stop for use because then they produce very, very high amount of heat. They produce until like 90% heat and only 10% of the light. So if you get so much heated, it give fire also. So like I say, and I still continue for instance, electrical fires are the cause. We know most of the time we can get theories about ETSA and the likes. Well, ETSA then go talk about the own part. But what we they try for say, you know, now a two-way approach. If you do the right electrification and try for do everything proper, a very rare for make you get fire in your house. Because even as we say, if you even get excess voltage than the normal ones, we may not the dispute say that not they happen. But if you get excess one, like I say, you get very good circuit breakers. People will electrify the houses, they will go attest to that. You will just see light come, everything go trip and out. That they tell you so you don't get higher voltage than the normal one where you don't get. But if you watch around now, we get very few houses that we get kind of electrification in there. You get some houses, you don't even get no breakers. Some get, but now breakers are way not good. Mind you, we get substandard materials also. So always when they electrify, go for the standard ones. You go see say the substandard ones, they're much cheaper, but try for go for them because electricity, that's where you know they manage. Whenever you want to electrify, you also decide for manage, it will cause problem one day.
Yes. So when we talk about the big elephants and the way una might not comfortable for talk about una capacity, now that the statistics very alarming, the way how fire incident in the occur in the country, especially in the capital city Freetown. Capacity wise, many a time una not can get the capacity for handle some of them fire there. Pass on a call for reinforcements. Now that this pressure there on una, waiting governments on this in terms of giving una the right equipment, boost una capacity so that una go able for handle the incidents there where they happen.
I go agree with you, Khadija, say capacity-wise we challenged, but I also want to make you know so we don't make tremendous improvements. You know, as early as last year, we get 5 brand new multi-purpose fire engines, where that help a lot for cushioning the operations. And as I talk to you now, the process they on for procure more fire engines for help with the operations. And we don't build fire stations. Now we don't cover almost the entire country. As I talk to you now, constructions they go on. So we don't make a lot of improvements. You know, capacity-wise, we don't come out from that side where we did years back, and we don't make tremendous effort. And as to the operations, most of the time we can tend to get a little bit challenging during the process because at times we not can get the calls them on time. People can call you where the fire already take over the entire households them. So what we can succeed now for do now for only save the other houses then, because the house will go actually start where the fire go actually start by they already overwhelmed with the fire. So then one challenge or the first way can make at times we get a lot of constraint in fighting them fires in day. And of course we can get challenges also with traffic congestions, both human and vehicular traffic congestions. So that can make at times it become very much challenging for we. But as to be response, I'm not sure say we don't get any fire we completely overwhelmed, we won't be able to put out of control, despite the challenges.
But the timeliness for a response also na a public concern. Let me take one of the latest incidents we happened at Waterloo. Also report to reach that somebody even left inside there, and we see the video of the person unfortunately lost in life inside the way. Una not been there at the scene. Waiting be happen, for example, than the way happened so.
Like that incident where they talk about that Shalima fire incident. Now let's call. We not get the call on time. We get a fire station where they're a little bit closer now, okay? But the call not come on time. Like I said, the fire be done, they gone for minutes, now the time they're able to reach. If I now run in call somebody make. So by the time we reach, they'll meet the entire house be done engulfed by the flames. So we get for do we best and try for put the fire out. So then one challenge also what they face a lot. And most of the time also accessibility. We can not left on time for reach now then since they are more in clustered communities. We're not able to access them born in buildings there because we road knocking there for make we pass. And also the perception of members of the public most of the time. We can meet a very hostile crowd where they reach now then since they are. You know, people can become a little bit frustrated or very much frustrated, don't become emotional, and not even know which challenges what they face. You know, like they tell you, we get some stations where now only one fire engines them we get. So, for example, most of we get Kisi fire station and only one fire engine. So, if we get fire now, let's say now Wellington, that engine didn't left for go. Then we get another fire in Calbaton. Of course, you're not going to get any engine again from Kisi for a tender fire day. So what thing will happen? Pass we call all the way headquarters, Circular Road, for go and help Kisi for Fetsa fire day. So considering the time where that engine will take from Circular Road for reach Calbaton, it go more late as compared to if we get multiple engines in Kisi for address the issue on time. So some of them challenges are working face. So we can meet now a very hostile crowd. They wait for we on the ground. If you want most of the engines them, then get injuries at the front. Most of them, the glass them broke because we keep people can pelt through with stones and the likes. So that can make we not go into operations earlier because they can disturb we a lot.
Apart from the enough engine them, we clearly they show say una no get. One other challenge again normally we una can face with na the hydrant location. Also una can go get the water for go attend to some of the emergency there. So now one way una can get serious challenge with, especially during the dry season where water na challenge na Freetown.
Exactly. Like for the whole of Freetown, we only get 3 hydrants. The one at Femitona, the one at Sykes Street, and the one at Eastern Police. So that's very challenging. Before, if we defect fire, let's say even if na Calbaton, you get for camp all the way na Eastern Police for can refill and go back. But thank God now NPFL station be don't assist me with 2 boreholes where each one get the capacity for refill 4 fire engines at a go. Then do for we one at Kisi and one at we headquarters on Circular Road. So that don't help a lot for cushioning that hydrant effect. But it still remain a challenge because if you defect fire even let's say from Allentown, you go for come all the way na Kisi for can refill. So hydrants are other challenge we face. We get very, very little hydrants them where we get water from.
Then when you talk about the hostile crowds and way una can meet, this can become frustrating for some people because they as a community can want for help, but they don't know waiting for do. Because they can say normally when they fire then they happen, you put water and like petrol you put to the fire. Instance them where host the burn, people they try for each fire force, perhaps on the road for calm. Waiting people and suppose for the do during that period when they wait for them to reach the scene.
Yeah, that's very important because most of the time, if people do the things they right, they're able to mitigate the effect. Like you mentioned, you get some fires where you know for put water per. But like now the class B fires will involve highly flammable liquid, If na gaseous fires, when na gas, for put water there. If na electrical fires, for use water there. But we get another class where like na the class A where involve free burning materials. Let's say if us they burn now, light not there, you don't get no flammable liquid, you can use water. But Sansan very good for hot them fires then they. They run through all the classes them. Fire away water no go hot, Sansan they ideally hot them. So we advise people them that time when they go to wait for fire force, una take enough sand, even this dirty road, the mass poto and the sand and the.
But how do people then go know the class of fire? Where they not get expertise in the area then they? Well,
if you did there, you go know what in the burn. If like for example, a fuel station they burn, you go know say for put water in a no because na flammable liquid. If na also way say na petrol and store they na no. If na gas, let's say they use your gas cooker now, it catch for put water there. And also most of the time you can see people and they take stones and the stone and a hose for broke the windows and they domot them for then can feel and they tend for all the fire. Now a very wrong approach for hot fire. Because at that initial stage, if you open all the domot and windows, what you don't succeed for do, you don't allow more oxygen, more breeze for enter inside that house day. And breeze now are elements where they constitute fire. But with wind fire, they thrive more easily. So if you do that, you go make fire away for burn one house, it go burn more houses because you don't get speed at that initial rate for make it go at a very faster rate. So the advice people make left for stone buildings them where it they on fire. You go now for before open all the domot and windows them because you need for limit the flow of oxygen at that particular moment for ensure say the fire able for contain inside the house, and eventually if the oxygen level they go down, it go able for hot. But if you get more oxygen, it go catch faster.
Not a secret say this particular year with the statistics where they out there and the one that we just make mention of. Now one of the year them where una don't get too many fire incidents them. And most of the people them where now the affected victim don't they point on EDSA, saying a bad lights, na bad electrical connection and all of these. Area of collaboration, any efforts don't be made for Leona sit down and engage EDSA and try for get a collaborative framework on how na for work together as two institutions?
Yes, that's very important, and we think about that very strongly. We need to get that synergy because I think what the members of the public need na education. They need for be educated a lot. Most of them fires there, they happen out of ignorance. But Kuma no ever no say if you overload the extension continuously, they overload them, you go give them fire. But Kuma no ever no say if you use the wrong bulb, now also you go give them fire. If you not maintenance, so we just need for educate members of the public and on how them for prevent them fires there. Because I go tell you nobody no want fire now. So if you not say this thing not for do them, of course you go tend for refrain from them. So for answer your question, we try for work with EDSA for see how we go collaborate. We go try for meet with them and see how we go collaborate for involve in public education because that's very vital.
Let me talk about the most recent one where they were up on Saturday na State House. You be there where they interview the Minister of Information, where they give you updates from the government angle, waiting and waiting so far they don't do. And even where the fire be the born, then be they according to them. When exactly Fire Force get information say State House be the born on Saturday?
Well, we get the information, sorry, very prompt, around 4, yes, because we get a running call where somebody come and call. Mind you, we headquarters station not too far from State House, so immediately we get for left.
The lines they know they work.
Well, the post not be no we. I sure say not be no we telephone lines. We toll free lines they always they on, and we get multiple numbers. But maybe because of the proximity, the person decide for do a running call. And that's as the call come, we will respond immediately, and we respond be very swift.
When you say on a response being very swift, because as of waiting the Minister of Information say, when be able for contain the fire exactly some minutes past 7 in the evening, when I get the call 4, we mean say na fire will take over 3 hours for on a contain, and according to waiting the Minister of Information just explained, there been severe fire. Why it take on that long?
Fires of such nature, as the word self implied, na be very severe fire. So not too far away, you go just fet within a couple of minutes. Especially where it don't reach a point, it don't begin for escalate, don't go to other rooms, they fair other buildings there now. So you therefore take a lot of time for fet time. and most of the office then be locked and all that, so it be challenging for fair time. So not too far away go put out easily as compared to the one way sometimes you reach there before they start, or every side be open where you're able to attack all side on time.
Few questions come up with the State House with a born. One, that such an important office, if they not been get any fire extinguisher, or if they not been get any standby force na State House.
Well, I think Khadija not getting in the position for answer that question there. The right authorities then go answer them. Because mind you, we just go for go response. So whether then we get the appropriate equipment for mitigate fires like extinguishers, I not go tell for now. Yes.
But again, as an agency, waiting for respond to some of them fire there, maybe una forbidden ensure say such an important building through the right communication channels, una always put on the alert for letting they get fire extinguisher there.
Well, I pretty one sure say they might get. Yes, me not knowing now no means they not get. I pretty sure say they go get extinguishers because very important building like that they go get still like extinguishers. I want sure.
So now what's been the greatest challenge with Sekuna over 3 hours for put the fire out in our State House?
Like I tell you, most of the offices then be closed, and for fet fire inside places that when a closed confined space is very challenging. Yes, so now that's not the biggest reason.
Let me look at how blaze they happen for like come out from one apartment to the other. How best you go explain to the public? Because any time we fire they happen, now something go ignite them, we go make a begin catch, perhaps small before the blaze really happen. Say it go to the other departments. How it happen?
You know, if you get a lot of combustible materials, what we can call fuel in the fire world, it's very easy for make fire escalate at a very, very fast rate. Once you get combustible materials, them enough. And I should say them get enough combustible materials around.
Because the reason why they ask, State House, for example, not they expect say then 3rd and 4th floor we get affected for get then kind of material then they. Is it possibility they say now that cause the flame?
Well, combustible materials actually no mean saying materials that were bad. Now anything where they get attracted to heat
like
and papers, for example, books, furnitures, they are combustible materials. You know, in our office, so you must get into in the chairs, tables. These are all now combustible materials where it's very easy for me to fuel up into flames.
Earlier, you be tell we about how una can know the classes of fire before una make a decision on waiting una for use for container. Where the team be reach na State House based on the assessment. Now, whose class of fire be happen na State House?
Well, I'm not going to tell for now, Khadija, like the minister rightly say investigations, they go on. We almost complete with investigation now. And once we're done, we go channel and to the right authorities for give them out to members of the public.
On the experience owner gets. Then kind of fire then they no new. Yes, investigation they go on, and I might no one for let the public know. But again, if you dare so as the spokesperson for the National Fire Force, it will be prudent for let the public get a clue of exactly the class of fire won't have been contained in State House.
Well, like the minister rightly say, we preliminary findings they lead you to class E fires when are electrical fires. But we not come to conclusion it. Once we conclude, the report will be out and members of the public will know.
As of now, what's in the channel of communication between UNA and government, UNA they do this investigation for?
Well, every information with the channel and through the Ministry of Information. Now then get the power for say out to members of the public. Yes.
On waiting UNA don't fair not. Now the fire will happen at State House over the weekend. Was there any possibility say if emergency response been the fire not for them pass each one floor to the other?
Yes, it might be possible. You talk about a standing. Yes.
Then you be state say on our office not too far from outside the fire incident happen. So if una not get somebody from the public perhaps we call una, how vigilant the fire force day? Because we fire the cage, smoke they come out, you they see from afar. If not far distance, if you able no say this na fire incident we need your attention. If the public not call una, how vigilant una they?
Well, for now we not get equipment we go lead with to a fire scene unless we get call. or if it happen very closer to we stations them, like you say, we able for sense the smoke and all that. So for now only 2 calls. When members of the public notice fire incidents, then call we, then we can attend on time.
Bintu, based on the picture where you get, you might not did it during the fire they happen, but as the spokesperson where they go the media houses for talk for fire force, how exactly the 3rd and the 4th floor were severely affected by this fire? Picture for let people and go know exactly how the offices then been burned.
Well, like you rightly insinuate, unfortunately, may not be there at the scene.
I get a channel of
yes. Like you always get the seat of fire.
Call you, you don't gather some information
exactly.
with the people on ground.
Exactly. You always get the seat of the fire. So like one pardon floors and they must be the seat of the fire. We've been saying that day the fire starts and you go to the other and because now they close by. But like I said, we investigation will come up with everything. And very soon we're going to know exactly how we start, how we migrate to other floors, and even the depth of the destructions will take place.
Information yes. Out there that at some points on a struggle for contain the fire, on a be need for call backup from the military and that of the police. Waiting at the strategy where fire force be used for contain the fire in a State House on Saturday.
Well, when it comes to firefighting, we'll be there in full control because at that particular day we try for engage all with fire engines them. They all be there at operations at that particular moment. So while others will go for go refill to the nearest hydrant, others will continue for fight the fire. But of course, fighting fires of that kind of nature, you always need other security forces around for help you with crowd control and the likes. But when it comes to the specifics of firefighting, we'll be there on top of control of the situation and we do them amicably.
Now, place like State House, who's going be the nearest hydrant who be go refill on a tank there?
Well, like I tell you, NPB don't help you with boreholes now we headquarters when a circular road. So now we headquarters will be the refill on that day. And
that be enough, will not be need for locate any other hydrant for contain.
No,
it
be very enough.
And that same next day, another one be happen again now Waterloo.
Exactly. So for Waterloo now, we get one side we call McDonald's. Now they can go refill. So they not can get too much constraint in finding places for refill. Like we waiting at the Western Urban.
Waiting on a not say happen with that fire incidents now Waterloo. Because we don't hear a lot of explanation as to waiting people they presume say happen.
Again, we preliminary investigation not lead to electrical fires. You know, at any time you get then fires, then of course you get supply of electricity. Then you look at the seat of fire and how the fire behave. Your first impression will begin lead you to electrical class E fires. But that not enough. We get for do in-depth investigations. And like I say, all fires we investigate them fully, and the reports them can be available now with fire preventions unit. So we can also do likewise for the one hour Waterloo and all the fires that we don't take place.
Like State House, like Shalima, like many other ones. On a preliminary investigation so far, don't they give a lead say now due to electrical appliances or bad connection or circuits them, just like how you stated earlier. At this point, the public worried. Una self as fire force, una worried?
Yes, we're worried because, like I say, the fires then they become very much challenging on a daily basis. You know, electrical fires now one part the classes of fires we not get play at all. For make consume buildings them a very, very much easy, and of course if lives then they also a very easy for consumers compared to other class when are the class A fires. So it really worrisome. Now that make they take the fire preventions education messages and very, very much important. Because mind you, we serve as members of the public, we get with duties that we'll get for perform. You know, one thing more for land for do now for prioritize safety. Most of the time we prioritize things like security, but we do a little for prioritize things like safety. If no more we try for do things them right, I think most of them fires they are going to be prevented. Just take the preventive approach because it's very cheaper and easier for preventing fires there than getting them under control. So people just need for prioritize safety. You know, you get boku houses them where you go, you not see nothing like extinguishers. And they talk about people were very rich, then go build very beautiful houses, do everything for secure, but nothing not go do for provide safety measures like extinguishers, smoke alarms, and the likes. You get big offices and where you go, you know, go see fire extinguishers, you know, go see smoke alarms. So more just prioritize safety a little bit. Do the right things now. You host. Try for buy extinguishers, and then very cheap. You get cheaper extinguishers as cheap as 500, even 1,000 yuans, where you compare to waiting fire can destroy. You go no, so you always go for the extinguishers and the likes. So we just need for change the mindsets of people and embrace safety measures and see how we prevent fires, because now a two-way approach also.
Bintu, you say people for prioritize safety. How about people again? Why don't they complain? Say now the kind of lights where EDSA they send na people and homes them, they make their houses then they burn. Because as sure say you dey free tongue, you see the kind of light, especially recently where EDSA they give on and off. Inside 5 minutes, EDSA they take lights past 20 times.
Like I say, now that's Baku people and believe, and me I'm not going to debunk that allegation, but fortunately, unfortunately, I not speak on behalf of EDSA. I think then self can come and give their own side of the story. But waiting we they try for advise people now, waiting then for do as individuals for prevent them fires there. Like you mentioned there on and off lights there. Whenever you notice them, just put off your consumer units. A very, very much important. Even when you left your host, not left your consumer unit on. If you left your office, you know say light not get anything for do during the time day, switch off everything at your office. Put off your consumer unit. Because when the consumer unit they off, it will create a disconnect from the flow where it's at the queue. So even if you get excess flow of current or voltage, you know go get fire than where you left your consumer unit on. So members of the public, like we can always advise you now, whenever you notice the erratic light and they, because even myself can notice some. So what you for do, we go help you, just put your consumer unit off and they on the safer side. Like I say, we try for educate members of the public, and I think say EDSA herself go get their own point of views to all the allegations them.
But with all the public education we not done they do, what do you think say missing where they make year in year out? There must come a time where fire incidents and where the country go record go high, just like what we see so now. Waiting missing where they make still fire incidents and they happen. Is it that people know they learn from waiting on they say or on a need for do more?
To be honest, I think we need for do more for escalate the education there. And secondly, like I be say initially, people need for embrace fire safety measures. I think that the two things and then we need for escalate the education, because some man go tell you now say never anything there. So we need for do more, even though we do because now we engage people in our communities, we even go to schools them for educate picking them, but we need for do at a more escalate them at a very wider pace. And also we need people for change their attitude and embrace safety measures, because we not get anything like mysterious fires. For any time where fire happen, now either you cause or omission don't lead to that fire day. For now, you get Baku people will give different reasons the why fire they happen. But we as experts believe say now we human activities, we human errors them, and then they lead to them fires there. So if we're able to correct them, we're able to prevent most of the incidents what they get now.
All right, many thanks, Bintu. In case you just tune in, you watch the breakfast show live na Liberty TV. And this morning, we look at the recent fire incidents them where they happen all over the country, especially in Freetown. And according to the statistics from Fire Force, it's very alarming and then self-worried because of the way how fire incidents they happen at the city. The most recent one, now the one we happen at State House on Saturday, outside the 3rd and the 4th floor na State House been severely damaged due to fire wreckage day. And we talked to the Minister of Information earlier on. Then still they do the interagency investigation where the Honorable Vice President been set up, and inside 1 week, then they pull the full report. We get Fire Force between at the studio where they give updates on how then they handle the fire there. So quickly, the time from the studio clock now 1 minute past 9 o'clock. Let we just take quick break from we partner them. We'll come go continue the conversation.
Hey! Enjoy the new collapse bundle price drop. Now you can get your weekly collect bundle for 60 leons only on Maxit app. Download the Maxit app now on Play Store or App Store. Install the app and enter your orange number and password. Now follow them simple step here. Open the Maxit app. Next, tap the account. Then select airtime and bundle. Enter the number where you want buy for. Now choose the collect bundle where you need and the one where go suit you. Finally, type your password. Bam! All things set. Subscribe to the collect bundle today and enjoy more browsing for small couple.
Ready for more options? The UVA Digital Experience. Same features on a bigger screen, same login on any device. Send money, pay bills, top up airtime and data. Manage all your accounts. Switch up the look. Save for your goals. Get insights on your accounts, schedule upcoming payments, and more. Visit internetbanking.ubagroup.com to get started.
All right, welcome back. You still watch the Breakfast Show on Liberty Online TV. Continue for sending message to +23274 200 545 and also drop them in the comment section. Now the different platforms you watch with this morning. We will go for reading a message, but we still in at the studio this morning with Divisional Officer Bintu Fatmata Kamara from the National Fire Force. Today this morning they give you updates on waiting. They don't defend not say they cause the fire incidents them we don't they happen now the country, especially in Afritung. Earlier I be don't give statistics of waiting fire force gets na den desk as from where they here begin to now, and Afritung seem for the lead with over 100 fire incidents them we don't happen from January to now. I come over to you again, Bintu. We continue for talk about the issues them where they around fire, and like how you self don't state earlier, this issue we get for do with electrical appliances. Some people where they build host them where perhaps no go get somebody where an expert in that area, they go just go to market, go buy and can fix. What do you think say need for be done right now from authorities them for the watch the kind of appliances where they bring come to the country for sale? Because if people don't get access to them, there is no way they can buy them and go fix them and they host them, where perhaps go lead to fire disaster at the end of the day. At this point, where fire incidents they happen almost every week, what's in it for be done right now?
I think we need to take proactive approaches. Like you mentioned for the equipment, we get institutions where they in charge for that. Then for ensure they do their work, because we need to get quality materials them. You know, at times you can even buy them at a very expensive rate, but not substandard ones, them thinking that are the right quality you they buy. You get some breakers where you go buy another trip. Even if you get excess current, you not go even know, because it go just come with everything. Even the extensions they are. Some they were very, very much substandard. And like somebody goes one say, oh, I don't use my extension, not overload them for years, and never give me fire. So it go even one begin for doubt wait at the save na two. But just mind you say na a trap they set for fire, it might take years. Once that insulator they continue for melt, it they give away, and if they left the ordinary wires where it come in contact one day, it go give you fire. So I think we just need for take the preventive approach is very, very much serious. If you want to electrify, you also go for the standard materials and find good electrician. You know, if you get somebody with a very good electrician, we sabi in work, it go know the right materials and way for buy. And like I say, we they look at possibilities for collaborate with ETSA and other institutions them we go involved for ensure say we work, we get that collaboration and try for bring out the messages there. And even look at situations where maybe people and go tend for the you go get somebody we go people and we go there in charge for look at how people and they do the installations there and the likes, because you know this country somewhere if you just the advice and not go do the right thing and disasters will continue for they emerge. So we need to get some things like bylaws in place where if you not do the right thing, you go get such penalties. I think things like that we need for the look at them. For we now we work very hard for get with fire safety bill transform into law. When once we get that law, I think we go able to do a lot of them mitigating aspects there, because we go begin look at how people and electrify the homes them. Even the height of buildings them, we get Baku buildings that were not fire friendly, very, very low. So where you get fire before, for make it reach the ceiling very, very fast. And for make it just burn the house down completely very fast as compared to buildings them where we get a height where go be very reasonable. It will be difficult for reach the ceiling. So we get for the look into them things there and see how we prevent most of them fire occurrences then.
So what you go say in the area of public education and awareness on fire currently based on the trend and the alarming rate at which the incidents that they happen?
Like I said, for we, now the fire service is ongoing. We take fire prevention messages, them very important. Now we get a whole unit what we call the fire preventions unit. They own mandate on a daily basis now for go out and educate members of the public. So we don't they go in various communities, especially clustered communities them, where we know say, yeah, if fire happen, no way not the way fire force go reach now. So what we can do with the train people, we get people who can call fire wardens them. Then they in charge for ensure say the measures the word they talk about them fully implemented. If even in the event you get fire, then we're able for help for make the spread not become faster. So we they do and we they go to schools, like I mentioned earlier, we they even go to streets them. Some at times people don't notice we the whole megaphones, they go to various communities and for educate members of the public. But honestly, I want agree with you. I want state say we need for escalate the education there to a very higher level. So if we do now, let's say 2 or 3 communities per month or week, we need for try for target more communities them. Because with education, we go able for cut down the rates at a very drastic rate.
With the alarming statistics they show now, how intense or how strong on a standby team then they?
Them very, very strong. I want to tell members of the public, I lay them fear, say we do on top of situation, make them not get any thing for worry about in terms of containing the rates of fire incidents. We very much they on top of situation. We fire engines them, even though they're not enough, but the few way we make use of them to the best we can. And like I say, government they in the process for procure more fire engines for we that will help a lot for cushioning the effect.
Because now that's how I say you say when a day on top of situation and they assure the public say therefore be rest assured say fire force ready for respond whenever there is a fire incident. But from where the year begin to now, a successful story where you go tell say fire force arrive at this scene on time and wanna be able to put out fire without people them losing property or life at to some extent, where we see this one up over the weekend at Shalima, somebody lost in life there.
We get many instances that will reach on time and able to save buildings them. We get many instances among these statistics we argue, but houses then they where we able to save on time. Depending on the time where people then call you, like I say. If we get the call on time, we go able to reach the earlier and do the needful.
Give any instance na Fritongia where fire force arrive on time, unable to put out the fire and save people and property them?
Well, we get, I'm not going to mention specific fires now by name, but we get instances them where we don't do that. Even let's say you get adjoining buildings them, maybe the one where the fire starts will burn down completely, but we will able to save the other buildings where we will be very close. That's a successful story. Because if we not be reached on time, you go get situations them where entire communities then go burn down. Because mind you, where fire the catch, they go at a very fast rate. Once you get things away for where they allow them for making it continue for grow combustible materials, it go at a very swift rate. So despite the challenges, if they're able to call you on time, we reach there, we will able to save other buildings. Maybe we're not able to save the seat of the fire, the also side the fire starts, but we're able to save other buildings that we go there around. And that's very important.
What's the best defense where fire they happen? Where somebody go put up? Because we see instance where I still make mention of this one where fresh and people in mind where happen at Waterloo because an individual lost in life inside a fire day. If somebody find himself in that kind of situation, what's going to be in best defense?
Let's say you're inside a burning building. In the first place, you need to forget exit routes. We advise people also forget buildings them. We get exit routes. So if you're inside there, because most of the time when fire they happen, now the smoke they kill people them. The smoke very easy for kill you. Whilst the fire go, the flames can burn you. The smoking they kill within minutes. So if you did, they just fan yourself na ground, lay down na ground, begin crawl and find the immediate exit route. But mind you, you're not gonna manufacture exit route at that particular moment. If you don't get them before. If you get them before, you go just crawl na gun. If you get pocket tan or cutting deeper inside water, put an your nose, begin breathe to intermittently. Then they not go they breathe like how they breathe now, but they go intermittently for manage the few oxygen we get while she defend the immediate exit route. If you get leather, people can make use of them for also exit. If you even get rope, people can use a what we call line and the firewall for exit. So you need for getting things they are prepared. Now I make that bring me come back to taking fire safety measures them very, very important, because emergencies then like fire, you know, the plan on the D-Day. You for don't plan before. So even as you go for sleep, just think within yourself, if fire happen, how I go escape with me and my family. We don't get situations where whole family and they burn down inside fire incidents because escape route not there. You know, we get them steal the motor, work normally lock, we lock them 3, 4, 5 times, pull the keys and keep them. A very good for security measures, but a very bad for safety measures. Because when you get fire, we get what we call thermal expansion. Then the motor they expand, you know, they ever open again. And maybe that keys you put out, you might not become interrupted, you not even remember. So you go left fan keys, or you're not able for commodity the fire consume you. So plan for emergencies before it happen. As you build your house, you go rent, make sure say you get emergency exit doors. A very important.
All right, Bintu, continue for day with me at the program. You get plenty messages that we people that don't send for you. We go just begin for read some of the messages, then you go respond to some of the messages that will wrap up the show. The first one they take now from Facebook, they come out from Aluz.
We look for the news we dey around. Log into Liberty TV online. Positively we bring the change. They get the mass.
All right, welcome back. We apologize for that short break day. We dey continue with the breakfast show where they come to you live from Liberty Online TV. We still get Fire Force between at the studio, and earlier we talked to Honorable Chernor Bah, when the Minister of Information and Civic Education. We've been giving updates, but waiting they don't find out so far waiting been caused the fire incident in a State House on Saturday, and we don't get overall statistics of the alarming fire incidents them where they happen at the country, especially in the capital city, Freetown. When they go back to our text messages them as to still get Bintu with we in the studio, we go read some of our messages, then Bintu go respond. The first one they come out from Aluz Conte on Facebook. They say, what are the fire safety infrastructure we have in the State House?
We look at more messages. We don't come in. This one from Sulaiman Kamara. They say fire force or firefighters are suck. They always have slow response, and sometimes when they come, they say they don't have water. Like, seriously?
Basantigi Martinet Sisse, they say there is no need to set up interagency committee to know the root cause of the fire. I believe that State House has CCTV cameras and they could just review the footage.
This other message where they come out from 40S, now the YouTube channel, it says Standards Bureau has a responsibility for checking and eliminating substandard electrical products from being imported in the country.
Samuel YCC on Facebook, they say, does the fire has forensic fire investigator? How equipped are they? This is a call for attention and resources to be put in every department.
More Musa say people blaming Fire Force for everything, but it's true that you need the resources to help, and without that, it's going to be a story. The problem can be solved by government to help equip the department, otherwise they will not help.
Alim Idris Sisse, they say, Honorable Abdul Kagbo house was completely burned down, but the actual cause of the incident is yet to be disclosed. 220 fire incidents in Sierra Leone is a cause for state of emergency that requires extensive investigation around what is the main reason for all these fire issues. How many fire force water trucks do we have? How many substations do we have in Freetown or around the country? Is your department adequately equipped to deal with all these situations? If we have serious fire, natural disasters, are we in the position to deal with such disasters?
This one from Abdullahi Bilukule. He said the principal cause of multiple fire incidents in Sierra Leone are primarily attributed to irresponsible individuals who are entrusted with customer protection but fail to discharge their duties. Irregular power cuts or supply are a major factor contributing to most of the fire incidents in Sierra Leone. The electricity company must acknowledge responsibility for most fire incidents as they make a significant contribution to those incidents.
For the Mustafa Toure, they say, this explanation about sockets doesn't make any sense. For years, all my extensions are full with high voltage appliances. But since the flow of electricity into a home is controlled, we are never worried about extensions overload. These fires surely have to do with electricity surge and poorly trained electrician is responsible for doing the connection.
This one from Ahmed Alusain Sise. He say, I must doff my hat to the lady from Fire Force. She is the safety and fire control. My question is, what is the level of preparedness for the likely events of multiple fires incidents in the CBD, considering the infrastructure, the density of the city? Finally, could you intensify public awareness? Because to be candid, I am unaware of most of the safety tips she gave today.
Abubakar Rashid, they say, place like State House, forget fire preventive officer them, way for station day. Madam, do your fire force get officer them na State House because na important place. Don't waiting na the fire safety na public building them.
The final one when we go look at this time from Abubakar Rashid, he say hydrant suppose for the na main Shaka Stevens Street, Usa NP filling station, lockouts, and then public building then day. But the officers say na Eastern Police, Brookfields, and Femi Turner. So na big challenge if fire day na Central Freetown.
All right. The last one they take from Usfren Kamara, they say, mentioning circuit breakers as one of the causes of the rampant fires. Looking at the energy resilient trend in our nation, the distribution and transmission energy system is having a default with the automated step-up and step-down transformer system. The final end user of the energy input must not be responsible to install circuit breakers such as standard breakers between single poles and the double pole circuit, ground fault circuit, intermittent circuit breakers, and they are fault interrupter circuit breakers. Thus must be included in the distribution and transmission network. This issue can be resolved with a scientific approach model as suggested by the MCC grant technical team. Specific technical unskilled causes can be introduced for workers in the related sectors. All right, so many messages, Bintu. We go just start for respond to some of them.
Yes. Somebody mentioned water, say we go for hot fire, we not get water. That's not true. We always get water to the maximum capacity where the engines then they take. But waiting they happen, now the water they would use for hot the fire. So where it done, pass we get for left and fan immediate hydrant. Somebody mentioned but stationed officers them na State House. Yes, we get stationed officer. Somebody mentioned about forensic training equipment. To be honest, we don't get forensic trainings, but for get the required equipment as of now, we not get it. Then somebody them ask how much substations them we get. Well, for Freetown, we get 4 fire stations them. Then for the provinces, we don't cover the entire provincial areas. I think for now only Bond, where as I talk to you now, constructions they own, and no, Matu John, we get construction where they go on the right now. I think as my knowledge can serve me now, the only side and now we don't let for make we get station. But mind you, some side and then we get stations, but we not get fire engines there as of now. Like for Kabbalah, we get station there, but not get fire engine. We get put lock away, we not get fire engines there. Then somebody they mentioned say it don't they using extensions them for long now. and not get anything like fire. Now the high voltage they cause them. Well, like I say, it might take you months, years, and not give fire. But just remember, say that one in a recipe for fire will give fire at any time. So it's better for you now for take the preventive approach and save yourself from anything will go happen when a bad thing. Then somebody they ask when waiting our level of preparedness is very high. We like I said, we do on top of situation. We then ensure say all we engines then they at a very good position for attend to fire incidents them, even though we they get faults them on a daily basis, because mind you, most of the fire engines they use them very old, so we get for the maintenance them on a daily if not weekly basis. So we fire engineers and then they on the ground for ensure they maintenance them and make them fit for attend to fire calls them. Then I think now some of the messages then this way they ask questions they may I don't try for answer them. I don't know if I left anywhere.
So in terms of public education, somebody where they watch you right now, what thing you would tell them for though in terms of preventive measures where personal one for let fire happen and also at all, what thing is supposed for do?
Like I don't mention the other one there earlier. In the first place, if you're not sure of your connection where you do now host, always put off your consumer units. Even if now market you they go safe for with the woman there, you know, so you know they now host, put your consumer unit off. Maintenance as much as you can. Even if now rent, you go rent the place, not to you host. Call electrician where you can look around and look at the status of the cable and the sockets, the switches and the likes. Maintenance for make you ensure say you get a safety side where you they live. And we be lay emphasis on class E fires when electrical fires because now them boku now. But not the normal they cause fire. We get other causes them also. Like storage of flammable liquid, not stop and flammable liquid now you host. You wear the smoke cigarette, not land for smoke and lay down a bed. So man go say, oh, they take me last jot where I want sleep. You always know the time where you go lay down for sleep, but you not gonna know the time where you sleep. So if that jot for them, you go give you fire. You wear they use coal pot for cook. Always ensure say you hot your charcoal responsibly. Not just put on a gun and throw away water param. If you not hot fine, you go catch back and go give you fire. So we took your advice, firm paint pan and put your charcoal it go make it hot fine. You where they use stove, always be mindful of that burner where you turn up for light time. Ensure say as you turn them up, use the matches or lighter one time. Not turn them and left them for a while. Because if na confined space, let's say now you parlor now or your room, you get this you stove where you cook with, then you go and turn that burner, maybe you not be fan matches it. Now where you don't turn that, you don't go and fan matches. Tell you they come, the gas inside the cylinder go don't circulate around. And once you don't circulate, as you light matches or anything where you go I use like for give light for light time, it go waiting, it go tell like bomb. It they give instant reaction when a fire because you don't get the presence of gas, we don't circulate in the area. So not turn that burner and left them. As you turn them, use matches or lighter one time. Where you are hot time, make sure say it reach in limits, not just go halfway and left them because the gas inside go circulate. Because if you not do them well, it go give class C fire when a gaseous fires. So now some of the preventive things in this way we for always for do. And make we not get that mindset say, oh, these fires where they happen not to ordinary fires now that thing else they cause them. You know, be small people and can say you get gunshot fire. Then go tell you say this person get gunshot, so where the money boku the gunshot go kind burn them and get other money again. Now meets them where they you know they take your mind away from the realities. So where you believe in them things and you not go take the preventive approach. You go continue for believe on them till one day fire can cause problem for you. Just not say we're not getting into like mysterious fires. Just take the preventive approach. If you're not able to buy extinguisher, make sure you get enough sansan na hose. Put in a bag, make just in a one corner side na you place. Because when fire happens, sansan very good for mitigate the effect. Not encourage picking them for play with matches or lighter. Then self can burn hose. And then go burn the hose the time where you know they around. You know, we don't go fire na calbato when that cause the fire. Na small picking burn the hose. And mama left and go market. So what you do, take the one box matches, they scratch them and they send them and they set it chair. And left do until the one old hose burn. So some of the things in this way they cause fires them around. And if no more we try for prevent them, we go cut down on these high rates where they get at the moment.
Normally, the high rates there on can tell the public say na due to the dries.
Exactly.
Now the same thing they happen for this year on a just an emergency when they deal with.
Well, it's supposed because not like you guys said during the dry season we get high rates of fires. The simple reason being during the time they get more heat when our elements where they cause fire. Of course, the oxygen flow always there around. So any small ignition will take place easy for me spread. But like I said, this year we don't get the statistics don't become a little bit worrisome because what will they get now something like almost something like this now we get for the whole year. last year. Just few amount, 300 and something now we get for the whole year last year. But now, just we never reach at the middle of the year, we don't get this one. So it worrisome. That's not the honest truth. But what we can normally expect during the rainy season, the rates can come down. Because then the weather not friendly for fire. So with the hope say it will be the same also this year.
As it is now, it clearly shows you una overwhelmed. How na plan for manage the entire situation?
Well, like I said, we don't on top of situation because, you know, we used to then moments there. As emergency institution like we own, we always used to things say with the Yagbawi. So we don't on top of situation. Waiting don't help we a lot. Now the additional 5 fire engines that we'll get last year if we don't be worse than this. But the engines and they can help we a lot because we're able to send some now the provinces and we don't get multiple fire engines now we headquarter. So that don't help we a lot. Like I said, we don't on top of situation and we prepare for the task because we always know say during the dry seasons we they get more fires. So now where the fires and don't add, we don't ensure say we try for put ourselves in a very orderly manner more than how we can do them in recent years because we they get more fires now and we know say we need to be over prepared for meet up with the challenges that we face now.
All right, many thanks. We join me at the studio this morning for Kangiri updates on how they fet the alarming rate of fire the more they receive now. Many thanks Bintu we join me at the studio this morning.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, now so the breakfast show go left you for today. Princess Pias now produced this edition of the Liberty Breakfast Show. Musa Saokoma and Dennis Kamara now the technician they will give support to the production team for let this edition meet you. Many thanks for you who don't watch this edition of the Breakfast Show. You will contribute towards the show. You'll send you messages. We hope so we're able to read some of our messages them. And Bintu from Fire Force, they'll respond to some of the questions and concern them. We'll now ask. Continue for watch Liberty TV throughout the day as we get different content them will they put out on different issues them. When a human interest story them, where they affect different people in the country. Well, also, don't forget for share all we content them. Don't forget for like and follow we pages them, especially with YouTube channel. You can go there now and subscribe and also turn your post notification bell on. We also get a WhatsApp channel through WhatsApp. If you go now, you update, you search for Liberty Online TV through the channels. It will come up. Follow we WhatsApp channel as we get current contents they will drop there for informed, entertain on different issues them. Mina Khadija Bangura, they say have a lovely week ahead.
All right. Well, till we meet again, Mabel Kabadi say get a good day and stay out of trouble.
Develop city, then clean, all clean city, develop.
This is Yvonne Akisoya, Mayor of Freetown. And today, I want to talk to Freetonians about sanitation. We objective, transform Freetown, transforming lives. We not go able to achieve them if we all not join hands. Freetown City Council get role, but every Freetonian also get responsibility. Let we start first with the fact say FCC with the sweep 110 major streets every single morning from Monday to Saturday. But when we don't sweep the streets, if Freetonians then come and they continue for heap dirty in the street, you know they make the place look fine. Now make we get them litter bins them. The yellow bins we wanna go see around. So in the waka, you drink from your water bottle, your water plastic, you eat your packets on tin. Not even a ground where you done. Make sure say you put on one of them bins then they. That litter bin they. You know they for you host dirty. You know mean say you for pack you host dirty, you can pin her next to the bins them. Not to the idea that. Not give you host dirty to them one way the Allah say clean salon. No say that dirty way they collect now you host. You know get for can go now the one of the two official sites. You know they can go kissy bombe. You know they can go King Tom bombe. It turns so it left on the ground. And now we council get a problem, but you self get a problem because now front somebody else in Domot, your own dirty don't end up. So wait you for do with you host dirty. We get the one then a council where we don't certify. So then approved waste providers. Then they on tricycles, some of them they a vehicle. You will get host, you will get business, you in a hospital, institution, everybody for make sure say their waste collected by an approved FCC waste collector. We get the tricycle groups, we get the companies, so you go see them around. We engage with them on a regular basis. And wait till we go do now as we come into this new year. Now for make sure say FCC stand behind them for help you for no outside and day and for let themselves go to you so that we no go get that gap. When you heap dirty in a gutter, it end up na Lumley Beach, Toke Beach. All the tourism ambition where we get for the city, we lost that potential there. FCC, they spend boku money on dirty business. The fuel, the labor, the vehicle maintenance, the spare parts, the night operations, the illegal dump site clearing where we get for the do every now and then. All that boku money. I'm not going to say we're not going to spend anything, but we're going to reduce some. If Fritonians then do the right thing. Because we're not going to get for go clear illegal dump sites. We're not going to get for sweep as many streets and spend as long. So if we reduce that money we spend now on dirty business, we go able put some on development. We all want for improving municipal schools. We want improving markets them. We want for let we see new developments at the city. That money we will use for dirty business. You and while we all make up we mind. Pay.
You are watching Liberty Breakfast Show on Liberty Online TV.